That's just what she told me that I had, and I just did not receive it. Never received it, won't receive it, don't believe it. So
Little.
Hey y'all, it's Miss Leah back with another video. So today's video is more informative. It is still about weight loss, but it's also about a specific topic that a lot of women go through nowadays. And this topic is polyovarian cystic syndrome, so PCOS. First I will say I'm not a dietitian, a physician, anything like that, not a nurse, CNA, nothing like that. So this is personally my experience on what I did to lessen the symptoms and completely get rid of the symptoms. This is what I did. I took like a natural approach, no medicine, anything like that, to take care of PCOS. Just doing my own research and actually trying out the things that I did find. Okay, so first I would like to say, and I do have notes here, so I will be looking back and forth. I would say that PCOS is a hormonal disorder among young women, more so in like the reproductive stages of life. So basically like 15 and on up. A lot of women are dealing with it nowadays, and it's just growing at a rapid rate. And there's simple ways that you can kind of like cure these symptoms, get rid of these symptoms and things like that. What I found out worked for me. So the symptoms can be menstrual irregularity, excess hair growth, acne, obesity, also depression, anxiety, loss of hair, and oily skin, just to name a few. Some ways that these symptoms are treated is like with birth control, and then also like diabetic medicine, like insulin resistant type medicine, and also hair loss inhibitors where your hair won't fall out. Now, some cases of PCOS are definitely more severe than others. But speaking for myself, when they told me that, well, when they diagnosed me with PCOS, I didn't accept it. I am a Christian and I believe in God, and if a doctor's report comes back and it's something that you don't want to hear, what I believe is that you don't have to accept it. So what I did was not accept it, number one. And then I looked up research on natural ways to lessen or reduce or get rid of the symptoms, because I didn't want to keep that diagnosis on myself for the rest of my life. And I was blessed enough to reverse the symptoms and to totally get rid of the problem altogether. So from my experience, what I experienced was excess hair, and that means like not excess hair on your head, but excess hair growing like other places that they're not supposed to be if you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I did not deal with that too much, but a lot of women, there's some women that have been diagnosed with PCOS and they have like a full-blown beard, chest hair, things like that. I was just to the point where I would get like a hair here and there, just pluck them out, and it was not a big issue. Also noticed hair thinning. So like my hair would come out like really, not a lot, not clumps at a time, but if I could find pictures, I'll show like how my hair looked like years ago and how it looks now. I still have a lot of hair, but my hair was a lot thicker, and I just didn't know, like me being a hairstylist, like I know when my hair is shedding more than it's supposed to. And also it just being my head of hair, I noticed when it was shedding more than what it was supposed to. So also I was gaining weight like super fast. Like I wasn't eating more than I normally would eat or anything like that. I was eating the wrong things, but I wasn't eating more than I normally would eat, and I was gaining weight really fast. Like in a month or 2 months, I could tell that I gained weight, and it was also hard to lose it, like very hard to lose it. So then the biggest thing that caused a concern for me was that my menstrual cycles were, at first, they were super long and super light. So I would say like 2 to 3 weeks of just continual like menstrual cycle. Like, and I was like, this is not normal. Since I was a child, it's been every month, on the month, normal, get it over with. I would not have like any cramps, anything like that. It would just be like, okay, I have it and then it's over. And I had noticed that it started to like dwindle away, like just slowly but surely. And then 2 weeks, it would like be really light for like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, and then it would just go away. And then it would do, I think the longest stretch that it was going was like a month maybe. And then I remember that altogether, my menstrual cycles just stopped. Like, I just wasn't having them. And I'm like, I know I ain't pregnant, so what's going on? So basically, they got longer and lighter, and then just stopped. Like, I don't know, like just stopped. And I just knew that that was something wrong, because I started to have the symptoms as if I was going to have a menstrual cycle, but nothing would happen. So I knew that at that point was something going on. I also had experienced oily skin, but I think that might just be my skin. But when the symptoms were really bad, my skin was oily or oilier than normal. So like all in the T-zone, it was just super oily to where I had to carry like the oil pads and like block my face throughout the day, which is normal, but for me that was not going on. I decided to mention it to my doctor when I went, and she was just a family physician, so she referred me to a gynecologist that I guess that her practice works with. So I told her about it. She like, oh, we'll get you over to what I don't even remember the other lady name, but we'll get you over to her, and that's what we'll do. So I said, okay, cool. Like, I wonder what this could be, you know. I was kind of nervous, but then kind of not. So I went to see the other doctor, and she was like, oh, I told her about what was going on. She's like, oh, yeah, you have PCOS. And I'm like, but you ain't do no tests. You only asked me like 2 questions. Like, where this just come from? Like, I understand that people, you know, you can just read the symptoms and then that might be what it is, but you only see me one time. You came in here in jeans, and it's just like, it just was, that's what you got. And at that point, I already was like, in my head, I'm like, nah, that ain't what I got. I don't receive that. So I already knew, like, no matter what she told me, I was not gonna believe her. Like, I know that doctors, they have a job to do and this and the third, but you don't have to receive what they say over your life. You can work and fix it and just believe that it'll get better. So it's just something that she see every day, and I'm like, okay, so what do we do? And she's like, oh, well, you can take birth control. And she said some different names. She's like, oh, you can take birth control. And I'm like, but if my menstrual cycle is not showing up, why would I take birth control to completely stop it? Like, I don't get what's going on here. So that was just her thing. She's like, I'm gonna prescribe you some birth control. And I think the other thing was metformin. If it ain't, I'll put the words right here, but I feel like that's what she said. And something else that was like insulin resistant type stuff. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm not about to take all that. I'm not about to do it. First of all, you barely even talked to me for 10 minutes, and then you diagnosed me with something. I'm like, I'm not doing it. So when I left her, she gave me a paper with prescriptions. I didn't go fill them ever. And I'm not trying to tell nobody else to do that. That's just what I decided to do. I'm not telling nobody else to do that. If a doctor prescribe you something, don't take Leah's word for it to not take it. I just knew what I wasn't going to do, because I didn't want to be stuck on no medicine. I don't even like to take vitamins, y'all. And I know I should, but I don't even like to take vitamins just because I don't like taking something on a regular basis. That's just what she told me that I had, and I just did not receive it. Never received it, won't receive it, don't believe it. Basically, like with polyovarian cystic syndrome, it's like where cysts and things are growing on your ovaries and your reproductive organs, and like I said, it changes your hormones, and things that I found that would naturally reverse this. So basically, for some people, which was my case, all I had to do was like start to lose weight, because before I had started gaining weight, I didn't have those problems. So in my mind, it clicked. I'm like, well, I wasn't having this problem until this weight right here. So if I get back under that weight, then I should be good. So, and I also had to change how I ate and change a couple other things, and that's what helped. So I would say the first thing I did was to cut out carbs. Carbs being like rice, being bread, anything white, anything with white flour, anything like that, not chips so much, but I'll say crackers, things like that. Cut that out, number one. Then I would say sugar. sugar is not good for you. Sugar is like a drug. Like, sugar is very addictive, and it is not something you should be eating on a regular basis. I have friends that live in other countries, and they said that they didn't even have a piece of candy until they were like in middle school, what we call middle school, because it's not good for you. It's not good for your teeth. It's not good for your health. It's not good for any of that. So I did substitute out after I was able to reverse the symptoms. I did substitute out sugar for coconut sugar. I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but I know it doesn't give you that like sugar high. You don't, you know, it just, you don't get super thirsty after eating something that you made with that, you know, coconut sugar. So I substituted out regular sugar for coconut sugar. Sure to drink plenty of water. So it's kind of like a detox at the same time. So drink plenty of water. So they say it's supposed to be like half of your body weight. But baby, I can't drink that much water in all day. So I would make sure I drank about, how much was it? I would make sure I drank at least over 40 ounces. So I had like a bottle that was, I think, 32 ounces. So I would try to drink that twice. So if I drink that twice, then what's that, 64 ounces? So I was good with that. That was a lot more than what I was doing before. So I felt like I was doing good with that. And some days I would go way over that. Like if I start to drink water as soon as I wake up in the morning, and then you have to drink some with your breakfast, you drink some with your lunch, drink some with dinner, and then if you work out, you're gonna drink a lot then too. So it's pretty easy if you make sure that's the only thing that you drink. As far as like my hair falling out, it wasn't falling out, but it just wasn't the same. Like the texture of my hair even changed. Like my hair used to be like real coily, real kinky, but still like silky, but then it changed to be like loose and wiry. So what they said though, it's no joke, but it's a way to reverse it. For me anyway, it was a way for me to reverse it without medicine. I was not doing it. So I just made sure to wear like protective styles, wear wigs, wear not braids, because those can pull your hair too, but I would wear like twists, and I would wear twist outs and things like that, just so I did not have to manipulate my hair until I figured out what was going on, so that it would grow back and be full and be healthy, which is starting to do now. Hair takes time to grow, so I understand that it's going to take time to get back where I want it, but that's what I did. Also, I started to exercise 4 to 6 times a week, and sometimes I would exercise like do 2 exercises. Well, I guess that's still 1 time a day, but I would do 2 of Grow with Joe, which y'all already know. Grow with Joe is my Grow with Joe. That's what I've been doing since February. And last time y'all saw, I had lost 30 pounds, and now I'm at 40. So I haven't lost a lot more since then because life has gotten busy and things have been going on. But as long as I'm still losing, like once you get that metabolism going, you're gonna be losing weight without even trying, especially if you're young. Like once you get that fire going, it's gonna be dropping off, especially if you still keep eating right, drinking water, things like that. So that's the things that I did. Yeah, that's the things that I did to take care of them symptoms after doing research. Again, like I said, they told me that I had PCOS, barely did tests, anything like that, was trying to shove medicine down my throat. I wasn't gonna take it. So I looked up the holistic way and the natural way to do it. And I will say that it worked for me. Losing 40 pounds, I feel great. I have an app that I use to track like PMS symptoms, things like that. Also to track my like menstrual cycle. I have an app that tracks all of that for me. The app is called Flow. I'm gonna post it somewhere on here, and I'm gonna also show you guys the months that it was like every day is like a little pink bubble, and then like it just was nothing for like months, and then now it's normal, like it's every month is like 5 to 6 days. So I'm gonna show y'all, and then like I'll show y'all some other stuff that's in the app too. It's a really great app that you could get, especially also too if you have like a young daughter or something like that, because with women, PCOS and things that are not PCOS, but menstrual cycles are confusing. Like if you don't know your body yet, it's confusing. You don't know why this is happening. You don't know why that's happening. You don't know why one day you sad, one day you happy, one day you want to eat everything, then next week you're not hungry at all. So even for like a younger girl, like 15, 16, you know, on up, it's a good app to have to like help you to learn your body. Like, so when you feel something, or you have a certain craving, or you just feeling some type of way, you can look and be like, oh, like, okay, I'm ovulating, so that's why I feel this and this, is because last month I was ovulating, I felt this and this. It just helps you to be in tune with your body. And so that app helped me to become more in tune after that diagnosis, so that I could know what was going on in my body, and so that I could see if the things that I was doing would work, and would also be able to help me track it, so that when everything was back to normal, I could really see the progress. So now I would say, after changing the habits, the excess hair doesn't grow. My hair is filling back in, filling up. It really was, I ain't had no bald spots or nothing like that, but I just knew my hair was a lot thicker than it was like previously. And the hair thinning, it really didn't start until like, was it June? I think it was like June of last year. The next thing that I noticed was cutting out the foods that do not do anything for me. I'm able to lose weight quickly. I'm able to lose weight consistently. I'm able to lose and not gain. Even if you have a little messed up day, like I had a little messed up day a couple times, more than a couple times, but I didn't gain anything. So like I said, again, down 40 pounds. And the last thing is, the last two things is my menstrual is back to normal. Thank God, back to normal. And that was the biggest thing for me, because I didn't like my body not doing what it was supposed to do as a woman. I did not enjoy that at all. And a lot of people are like, oh, you should be happy you wasn't having no menstrual cycle, blah, 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 blah. I would rather have one, knowing that my body's doing what it's supposed to do, than not have one and not know why. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather for it to function the way it's supposed to, because I like, people complain about it, but I'm so grateful, because I just wanted my body to be back normal. Like I did not like that at all. So the last thing is I just feel overall better. I did notice that I was like super tired all the time, irritable, and just not happy like at all. Like, and I feel like they say like the depression and anxiety comes because you're going through that. Like, if you are having all the symptoms of having a menstrual cycle and then you don't have one, where is all that going? Like, what is going on? So I am definitely happy that everything is back to normal. I thank God that everything is back to normal, and I just had to put in some work, and my body said, okay, cool, we can do what we need to do now. I will say, for me to I started working out and stuff in February. I will say, I think by April, so like 2 months, and my menstrual cycle started getting back normal. That quick, that easy. Cutting out sugar, cutting out carbs, and working out, drinking water, and eating right. That's all you have. Well, that's all I had to do. I would recommend anybody to try it and see what happens for you, because there's so many women going through like hormonal problems, and it could be probably, for me, it could be fixed with just eating right, cutting out all that excess sugar and the fake foods, trying to eat more whole foods and things like that. Try to eat things with ingredients you can read. Try to eat things with simple ingredients. If you eat Lay's chips, there's probably so many like chemicals and ingredients in there, and then you can eat a bag of Cape Cods. They're still chips, but they're literally made with potatoes, sea salt, and I think sunflower oil or something like that. It's a big difference. So it's not doing all that to your body. You're not putting all those chemicals and things that you don't need in your body. Your body needs to eat stuff that it is familiar with, that it can break down, something that's natural. I would just recommend, ladies, try this out. If you are having issues, comment below. Your story can help somebody else. That's why I came on here. I never tell things like this. I don't like to put my business out there, but I'm like, I remember I was one of the ladies looking on YouTube trying to figure out how to fix this without taking birth control and all this other stuff. I was one of those people, and I was like, I would be selfish to actually have tried it and not to give it back to somebody else, because definitely put your story below if you have experienced like PCOS or anything that's like that. If you have figured out a way to lessen the symptoms or get rid of the symptoms, post that below too. Just tell us your story so it can help out another lady. And also like, comment, and subscribe on the video. If you guys have any other questions or any other videos that you would like to see, just let me know and I will go ahead and get that out for y'all. And again, thank you to the 300 people that did subscribe. We are moving up. The family is growing and I'm so grateful. Like, it's so motivating. So you guys will still be able to see my journey and things like that. I lost 40 pounds, so I have 60 pounds to get to where I want to go. Can y'all believe it? 60 pounds. Like, that's it. And that's nothing to me now because I already did 40. So I think that I want to do a what is it called? Like a road to 100 or something like that. So like literally every week put out a video where I document like losing the rest of the weight. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Like, I just didn't know that I would even be into this, but I really love it. I love y'all support. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Tell us your stories on how, if you did have PCOS and you know, lessened your symptoms, or if you still need help with it. I'm sure it's someone that can help you out on here. And again, thank you guys so much. Tune in for the next videos and Ryan Little.